Welcome everyone to our founder chat. Today I have Will with me from Outhire. He's the co-founder, and we are going to be talking all about his background, how he ended up in the HR tech space, and a little bit more about his product. So thank you so much for joining us, Will.
Thank you so much for having me, Jesse.
Excited to talk about Outhire and also how you ended up in this kind of HR tech land. Tell me a little bit about you. What's your background? How did you end up here?
Yeah, so like most people, I don't think my journey to HR Tech was really a straight line. So I started as an engineer at a mobile development agency where I met my co-founder Matt. He was my first employer, and we worked on a lot of projects over the last sort of 8 years. One of which was Australia's first digital driver's license. So we actually built out that solution for the government, and also ended up having an acquisition there as well.
Wow.
And throughout, yeah, so throughout these experience, we kept noticing that like a recurring problem, which was that technical talent was really being overlooked by sort of traditional recruitment processes, and there was a lot of talent in sort of niche communities on Facebook and Slack communities and Slack groups, and there wasn't really a good way of tapping into that. So we actually started building out a product that went into those communities and helped attract those people, and that sort of evolved over time into where we are today, which is an employer branding tool, but also an AI automation tool. So really trying to solve as many pain points as possible in terms of automating processes that are repetitive within TA teams, and saving time and ultimately reducing the cost per hire and time to hire.
So really automating in that TA space, making it kind of like is it like your toolkit a little bit if you're a recruiter, getting things done more
Yeah,
efficient?
exactly. So like a sort of all-in-one tool. So tools around employer branding, creating really compelling video content, but also tools for sourcing candidates and doing automated phone screening as well. So pretty much trying to bring all those repetitive tasks into the one assistant.
Amazing. And also built AI native, how you build, what have you got in terms of AI? Everyone wants to know.
Yeah, so everything's wrapped around a sort of chat-based interface, very similar to sort of a chat GPT, where you can ask sort of very simple human language questions to sort of build out your content and also source candidates, create screening plans, and all sorts of different other tasks. So really sort of from AI first, sort of building up that product. And we've taken that approach because we noticed a lot of these tools, they're sort of trying to tack on AI as like a sort of afterthought, whereas we've sort of built it from scratch, and like thinking
Amazing.
about how the user interface works.
And how are you finding people's adoption? Because of course, in this space, especially around, the recruitment space, there is a lot of buzz, around all these kinds of topics. How are you finding the adoption and your clients? What are they finding they love about the product? And are there any pushback that you've seen in the market at the moment?
We haven't personally seen too much pushback in terms of the kinds of the problems that we're solving with our tool. We specifically avoid bias questions by not making any real decisions through our product. We're just trying to extract the information that a recruiter can use to actually make that decision. In terms of the sourcing and the employer branding piece, that's really more, we see a lot of interest in that and how they can sort of create really compelling short form content to sort of attract those and sort of increase their top funnel. But in terms of like the AI piece, we haven't really seen too much pushback in our tool.
I mean, people really want to use AI, actually. I feel like everyone I'm speaking to, they're really interested in this tech, and they are always a little bit worried about this, decision making that you talked about. So it's great to see that you're designing that with the intent not to make decision, but rather to just enhance like analysis or bringing data forward and
Exactly.
making it easier for them to actually assess and make, the decision on their own. And I think that's where, you can really have such a powerful outcome when you bring the tech and the people side together. That's like the biggest thing for me. People part of the tech, not just like tech completely, wiping out all the people and all the, human touch that is so important.
Exactly. And acting is that assistant, right? That can and making a 2x recruiter into a 10x recruiter. That's what we're trying to sort of do with our product.
That's what we like, 10xing. That's what I want. I want to be 10x me. Have you heard the term super worker? There's this new term called like the super worker who like is able to leverage AI and like be the best they can be through like the use of tech. I think it's kind of cool.
No, I haven't actually heard that term before, but I know plenty of people that probably would be classified as that.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. I'm like, I want to be a super worker. Like, give me a cape,
Yeah, me too.
give me my little badge. I'm going to be using AI for everything. Like, I want that. So, because there's products out there that can do that. Okay, so last question. Can you tell us what is different about you? Because there are a lot of tools on the market. I'd love to know what, where's your differentiating factor?
Yeah. So what really makes out what we're doing at Outhire different is putting all these tools into one. So having an all-in-one tool which combines voice AI for phone screening, the sourcing of candidates, and then also having the ability to actually create really engaging short form content and even targeted landing pages, all within like a one conversational interface where they can build this out and not have to learn how to use 4 or 5 different tools. So that's where we're really different is we have all these different individual components all brought together through one interface.
I like that. And I haven't actually seen a whole lot of platforms having this employer branding piece brought into it. It's kind of like the forgotten child, I feel like.
And it's like you said, it's sometimes it's a bit of an afterthought, but we actually started building the product around employer branding at the beginning, and then these other tools have sort of evolved after that. So that's where we started, and that's the ultimate goal is to sort of create that flywheel for candidates.
Great. So really like providing that full candidate experience. All right. Thanks so much, Will, for joining us. I think we are at the end of our interview now, and we are going to make sure this is available for everyone. We'll also be dropping a demo of Outhire soon, so look out for that. And of course, if you have any questions about Outhire, then go check them out on Stack. Go reach out to Will. He's very approachable. You can find him on LinkedIn, and we'll be seeing you soon. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Jesse.